Welcome. You've got mail.
Welcome back to the Mail-In Podcast. I am your host, Brett Merriman. And you know what I should have done is bring back the old intro for one episode because
it's in the past, man.
Because
Forget
we
about it.
have the OG mailman. I called him on Twitter, the one and only creator of this very podcast, Dillon Cheverere's in the
Wow,
building.
to borrow the nickname from Karl Malone, that means a lot. Hey, very happy to be here, man. You finally asked me to do the mail-in with you, huh?
Well, there was an air of like, he probably doesn't want to do it. Like,
Dude, no, I told you up front I wanted to do it.
I know, but you're the guy, and I wanted to make sure we had a good show lined up for you, good questions lined up for you, and so we just had Randy the last couple of weeks.
Hopefully people consider this. Well, I don't want to say upgrade, but at least on Randy's level, hopefully I can contribute and make you proud. But I am very happy to be here. I miss talking about some of these things, man. I was reading through the questions a little bit, and this kind of brings back getting into some more serious topics, which we don't do at all, and circling back. So it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
It kind of flips the switch on your brain a little bit, right? Like it's less funny, more like, okay, I got to be a dad now.
Yeah, like full disclosure, I like doing it every week. It kind of wore me after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like just, I don't know. It was just. We got heavy and we got serious, and it's just fine to do every now and then. But every week I was like, man, kind of takes the wind out of my sails. I probably shouldn't say that, but
No.
I am happy to get into this stuff today.
Very
I'll just say
cool.
that.
If this is your first time listening, that's Dillon across from me.
Yes.
You also may be wondering, what is the Mail-In Podcast? So we do our best to answer your questions. You may run into situations in your 20s or 30s or 40s perhaps that you need help with. And between the two of us, we've probably been there or know somebody who's been there too. We know what you're going through, and we're going to help you out. So we try to make you laugh, make you smile, get you through a situation that you may be going through. So how can you help us out? Tell a friend about this podcast. It is the easiest way to get into washed media. There's no bits, no tropes, none of this, no inside jokes. You just have questions and answers. Send them a clip or a
it appeals
segment.
to everybody. That's what's good about this podcast.
Across the board. Everybody.
Circling back, you tell somebody listening, like, what the hell are these guys talking about? A bunch of idiots. This one, like, you can just jump right in and pick up on any episode, and it appeals to everybody, and it's
100%.
relatable to everyone on the planet.
Evergreen content, Dylan. That's what we love about it. So help us out by subscribing on iTunes or hit that follow button on Spotify to get the notifications when the apps drop. Provide some content. Hit the hotline at 888-362-MAIL. That's 888-362-6245. Or you can write in at the link in the Twitter and Instagram bio at Mail-In Podcast. Dylan,
What's up?
you ready to get going?
We jumping right in?
You want to jump right
Let's
in?
go.
Let's
Yes,
do it.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Oh, actually, hey, before...
Ooh, look at these sound drops, man.
How about that? It brings you back. Speaking of, I asked every guest on the show, what was your AIM screen name?
So I had two.
Okay.
One of them was ERERE02, and of course ERERE. Those are the last 5 letters of my last name. Just kind of sounded kind of catchy to me.
Okay.
02, the year I graduated high school. Yes, I'm a little bit older than Brett.
Let's go.
And then Dillionaire was my other one.
That's tight.
Dillionaire.
That's
Yeah.
tight. Just you had Dillionaire? Like no.
There may have been a 20. 23 has always been my favorite number.
Okay.
I was born on the 23rd.
LeBron James.
Plus Michael Jordan. big MJ guy. So Dillionaire 23, I believe, was my old AIM screen name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good times back then, man.
We guessed wrong on that. I thought it was gonna be like Austin Slugger, 23.
Yeah, I think I listened to that episode when you were talking about that. Yeah.
Let's get into it, Dylan. Here we go. This question's coming in says, hey guys, I'm going to a college friend's wedding and my ex is going to be there. This ex and I ended on bad terms, and I'll try to simplify as much as possible here. All throughout college, we were friends with benefits in the most toxic way possible, aka always trying to make each other jealous. And about a year after college, she approached me at a bar I was in and caused a scene because I wouldn't leave to go hook up with her, which is the last time we've had any interaction at all. From what I've heard from a mutual friend, she's not done much maturing since that incident 3 years ago. She's going to be at this wedding, and I'm nervous to see her in general, but I'm also bringing my girlfriend as a date, and I really fear another embarrassing scene. How do I prep my girlfriend for this? Should I talk to the ex before drinks start flowing to break the tension? Should I have a mediator friend do some recon? What is the move here?
This is a tough one. Do you usually start by answering yourself, or do you have the guest?
I kind of leave it if the guest feels like they have something to go on, and which you do, I'm all ears. I'm all
Okay.
ears.
So it's been 3 years since their last interaction, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
The more time between the two interactions, the better. However, he has heard that she hasn't done much maturing since then, so that's unfortunate. I would do two things here. Number one, I would talk to my current girlfriend, and I would be just as blunt and honest as possible and be like, look, a situation might happen because this was our relationship back in the day. It was very toxic. She had some jealousy, whatever the case may be. I would just be super upfront and be like, she's kind of a wild card. It's possible if she gets drunk, she might try to pop off. Let's just stay away from her, basically. That's what I would say.
Right. I'm imagining like that conversation
Yes.
where you're just on the Uber from the airport to the hotel.
Yes.
Like, hey, listen, we gotta
Yes.
go over something here.
Secondly, and I think this is a more important thing here, I think you make a point to, and make sure right when you get there is when you're sober, before a drink has been had. You go up to her, make a point to say, hey, good to see you again. Make it super casual, quick, and then flee the scene, just so there's not the anticipation of how's the first hello going to go.
Right.
Because if it's when you're sober and it's up front and you introduce her to your girlfriend, that way it's like super casual and hopefully she doesn't think much of it. But if it's 3 hours in and 5 drinks in, it will not go as smoothly as it would if you do it up front at the ceremony, not even at the reception, but ceremony. Hey, what's up, Ashley? This is Nicole. Good to see you again. Have fun tonight. Whatever. Get away.
Get right on it.
Yeah.
You don't want to have the awkward like the middle school dance where it's like you're glancing across the floor and you're catching like eye contact.
The anticipation it builds and it creates more tension and more like how's this going to go once we do eventually come across each other on the dance floor or in line at the bar, whatever it may be.
Is there a scenario where you do that? You follow the Dillon plan to a T, which I completely agree with. And something starts going down, a couple Chardonnays in, and your girl is that a moment where you're just like, we're out of here. I'm taking my girlfriend and I are leaving. Congratulations on the wedding. This is popping off.
Depends how bad it get. I mean, unless this person is completely just batshit crazy. I don't think she is. Let's be fair here. If it's just way out of control, then yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't think there's any way that happens. I mean, it's been 3 years. I understand she might be a little bit immature still, but I think the worst that could happen is she makes like some snide comments or something, and then whatever. That's just no reason to leave. But
she comes over with a martini and is like, "You're so I see you're still trying to make me jealous, huh?"
I mean, if she comes over and starts like throws a drink in your face and starts swinging on you, okay, maybe you leave. Like, look, I'm sorry, but Ashley's being crazy. We got to get the hell out of here.
Right.
But I don't think there's any way that happens.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think you're in good shape. Time heals all. 3 years.
It's a long time.
That's a long time.
Long time.
People can grow up in that amount of time. What I hope they do have at the wedding though, Dillon, maybe in a cooler on the side or something like that. How about a couple Vizzies?
Ooh, now we're talking.
How about a couple Vizzies? I was walking through the other day, and I get my Vizzies at Target because they always have their up to date on the flavors and the stock. But when you're walking through Target, the choices you have in the seltzer department, there's a million of them. There's absolutely a million
They're
of
abundant.
them. What Vizzy does for you in that situation is the orange box. It's white this, gray that, white every. Then it sticks out with the orange.
Yeah.
And it's like
They paid attention in branding 101.
Exactly.
They know what they're doing. They definitely pop. I actually tried some of the lemonade flavors for the first time, which was some of their new flavors. Yeah. Actually, my first one was on our live stream last week.
Yeah.
I had another one the next day, maybe. I got a little intoxicated. I think I sent you the video. I got a little intoxicated at a local Mexican restaurant.
Sure. Yep.
I stood up and just started going off about how much I love Vizzy.
You did.
Unprompted, I was just like, let's go. I started talking about Vizzy and how good the watermelon lemonade flavor was the one I focused in on that night. I really do love this stuff. It's awesome.
I might send that to the Vizzy team.
You
to be honest
should.
with you.
You should.
Because it is the first hard seltzer crafted with antioxidant vitamin C, extracted from acerola, a superfruit with 30 times more vitamin C per cup than an orange. How about that? You know that, 30 times?
I do know that, yeah.
Man. There are plenty of hard seltzers to choose from, like I said, but with 8 bold and delicious dual fruit flavors and antioxidant vitamin C, Vizzy makes that choice so much easier, and it's a heck of a lot tastier, too. Right now, I'm rocking with the new flavor pack. Blackberry lemon sneaking up there for me. I'll say that. Now, the raspberry tangerine and the papaya passion fruit also have something to say about that. They're big time.
I'm riding that wave with you. I agree.
The lemonade is unbelievable as well.
I can't get over how good the lemonades are.
So with Vizzy, you can enjoy refreshment now, like we said, with antioxidant vitamin C, and at 5% ABV and 100 calories and less than 1 gram of sugar per can. Every sip of Vizzy is more exhilarating than the last. And if you get the lemonade, there's 0 grams of sugar. How about that? Upgrade your hard seltzer to Vizzy and send us where you're enjoying your Vizzies. I've seen boats. I've seen beaches. I've seen golf courses.
There's not a bad place to enjoy Vizzy.
Literally not one bad place. And it's light, keeps you on your feet. If you want to go out dancing, Dillon, I know you're...
Dude, yeah, it's not like that, you know, it's not heavy like a beer. It's just,
Yeah.
I feel like trim after I drink it. It's like weird.
You're at a little patio bar, have a Vizzy, and get it rolling after that. Find out where you can purchase Vizzy at VizzyHardSeltzer.com/washed. That's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/washed. You must be 21 plus to purchase. How about a voicemail there, Dillon?
Let's do it.
Brett, so how did you get hired at Wash Media? I mean, I know you know Klein and all that, and he told you about this, but I mean, what made you just say, hey, let me hit these guys up for a job? And then were you like looking at going there before you talked to him and before you left Barstool and all that? Like, how did this actually happen? And what made you want to leave like such a good company like that and come over here to Wash? But I don't know, just really interesting. Always wondering about that. All right, you have a good one, boy.
So what got me to Washed Media? And I included this because it has more to do with Dillon and the Wash guys than myself, I think.
Yes. So our mutual connection is Klein.
Yes.
Intern Klein. You know him back from your Denver Broncos days. Am I allowed to say that? Did
Yeah.
you work? Okay. Yeah. So I've been in content for a while, so I'm familiar with Barstool Sports. I know the brand pretty well. I know most of the characters, most of the content people over there. Like, not anymore. I think there are so many of them now. But a few years ago, I knew who most of them were. However, I didn't know who Brett was. I know Brett's, he's not really, he doesn't make a lot of content, but he was involved in content somewhat. But I didn't know who he was. And so Klein always, you talk about, oh, yeah, I got a buddy who works at Barstool. And he said, Brett's like, I don't know who that is, but that's pretty cool. I'm a fan of Barstool and everything they do over there. Anyway, we start up Wash Media, and we're trying to figure it out, whatever. And we start off pretty strong. We got some momentum, and I knew
Even before, sorry to interrupt you, but even before that, when you guys were laid off,
yeah,
I think I had, because I was a fan of like a huge fan of Touching Base.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think I DM'd you.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for reminding me. I talked to you a little bit because we were trying to figure out what the hell to do. We knew we were going to be doing something in podcasting, but we had no idea what it was going to look like. So there was a moment we were like, well, maybe Barstool will be interested in working with us in some capacity. So I had a couple connections over at Barstool, so I reached out. And, Brett and I talked, and I was like, I'm supposed to have a call with Portnoy. And said, I don't know if you can put a good word in for us. And you're like, well, I don't know. I mean, it was a very casual conversation.
Yeah, I was not making decisions.
I don't think you wanted to overstep in any way or whatever. So you were like, yeah, we'll just talk to him, see how it goes. Obviously, it didn't work out with Barstool, but it definitely that kind of opened the lines of communication between you and me. I'd never spoken with you before that. I don't believe.
No, I think it was literally that was. I kind of gave you like a hey, love the pod, good luck going forward. Hope you end up doing stuff.
Right. So then I knew that we were going to have to hire someone like a Brett type role in the future, right? Because I mean, at the time I was doing all of our ad sales for us for like the first, I guess, until we hired you in September. So yeah, for the first 9 months, I was doing all the ad sales, and it was going okay. Pretty much had people reach out to me saying that we want to buy these spots. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But we needed someone to kind of take that next step and like look for more business for us and try to develop more business for us. And so it was, I guess, May when you came to Austin.
Yeah, it was May. It was my birthday weekend,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, because Klein I had lunch with Will in April before.
That's right.
And that's kind of, I think that, I don't want to say got the ball rolling, but that, I think, made it seem more of like, hey, I'm not just a fan.
That put you on a radar for
Yeah.
sure. But Klein said, hey, Brett's going to fly down to Austin in May,
Yeah.
and he wants to play golf with us, and he's here for the weekend. I was like, oh, cool. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, I could play golf with this Brett kid from Barstool. That's
Sure.
cool. And we spoke a little bit before, but I didn't think that I wasn't ready for what was going to happen when you were here.
I figured.
Yeah, it was going to be like a fun weekend. We're going to go hit the bars and play golf. Tight.
Yeah.
So Brett gets here. We play golf. Everything's going well. I'm impressed by him. And then we go to Matzo Rancho that night, and he sits next to me. I think that was probably strategic on your behalf by sitting next to me.
That could have been.
Yeah. And he just starts like selling himself and like pitching me. And he had a spreadsheet prepared for me on like what he thinks Washed is right now and what it could be with some, what could be in the future if we do this, this, and this. And I was like, holy shit, this guy is, I had no idea that you wanted to work here. But I came away obviously extremely impressed. And the time frame I had in mind for hiring someone in this role was probably like mid-2020, honestly. Because we were making some money, but I didn't know if we wanted to set aside enough for that type of role yet. And when you went home, you went back to New York, and I talked to the guys. I was like, I don't know when we're going to hire Brett, but we're going to hire Brett, was pretty much how that conversation went. Extremely impressive. I mean, I was blown away by everything that you were saying, and just sold yourself, basically.
And part of it, too, was I think I kind of left that weekend saying, hey, obviously I love the content. Obviously I would love to be a part of this at some point. But Barstool is an awesome place to work,
Sure.
too. So it wasn't like I wasn't unemployed. I didn't quit my job to do that already. Like it was one of those things like, hey.
Well, it was really what I also loved was that you're coming from a place who obviously does content really, really, really well.
Yeah.
And you were impressed enough with our content, a believer enough in what we were doing to kind of get in early with us. And that was like a compliment to us, honestly, because you could have ridden the Barstool thing out for a long time and probably had a great career there, but you wanted to take a chance moving all the way across the country and kind of getting in ground floor with us. And it was a no-brainer to hire you, honestly. I'm not trying to gas you up because you're the host of this podcast, but it really was like a no-brainer. And we've been extremely impressed with everything since then. But yeah, it honestly, Brett just made it happen himself. That advice to youngsters out there trying to get a foothold somewhere, just make it happen yourself is a good way to do it. I mean, the way you sold yourself, I knew that you had to be in some kind of a salesy role or a development role. I wanted you talking to people that could potentially be sending money our way. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And, it's all worked out. So
Yeah. Well, really appreciate it. And obviously, thank you for that. Two, I kind of wanted to turn it into like what do you, if you want to do something like that, my advice to people out there is the worst thing to say to somebody is, I'll do anything.
Yeah.
I will, I could do.
Which is what 90% of people who approach us say. Like,
exactly.
Like, I don't really, some people even go as far as to say, like, I don't really know what I'm good at, but I'll do anything for you guys. Like, okay. We can't do anything. We can't work with that.
Exactly.
Brett did the exact opposite of that. He said, this is what I can do for you, basically, and this is how I'm going to help you out. This is where your company could be if we do this. And it was like, oh, that's pretty tight.
The more, it may seem counterintuitive, like I'm only good at one thing or I can only do one thing. But it's so much easier as an employer to look at somebody's resume and look at somebody's cover letter and say, oh, they do this really well.
Yeah.
And put that, that puzzle piece into the mix. Like, Randy, sitting behind you, I'm a really good video guy, really good audio guy. I do clips. I do this. I've shown my work to you guys.
Yeah.
Boom.
Randy, too. I mean, Randy just started doing clips for us because he liked us
Yeah.
and liked the brand and listened to our podcast, and he just kind of volunteered and did shit for us.
Right.
And we're like, oh, maybe we actually need a guy like that around full time.
Exactly.
So-
Yeah. So, again,
Go get it, basically, is
Exactly.
what we're trying to say. Don't always wait for things to come to you. Go chase things down and show your value and make them see how you can contribute.
bingo.
So, yeah.
Especially if you're young and early on.
Yeah.
Like, get really, really fucking good at one thing. And then you can become a 5-tool player at some point down
Yeah.
in your career.
Yeah.
But early on, be really good at one thing. And yeah, just on the last point I'll make is
And be hungry too. I mean,
Oh,
Brett,
yeah.
Brett, he has, he's ambitious. It's pretty clear to see. Like I said, he left Barstool Sports, a company that's, I don't even know what they're worth now. He left Barstool Sports to come work for a company that was worth pretty much nothing at the time.
which that was a whole other thing. But very happy to work at Barstool. Very happy to work here, and just hungry and ambitious and wanted to be good at one thing. That's summing it up. But
Enough about Brett.
anyway, yeah. Let's do the next one, Dylan. This question comes from Anonymous. Okay.
Okay.
It says, my girlfriend and I have a friend who can, at times, test the limits of our patience.
Okay.
This friend, we'll call her Heather for the purposes of this story, is the maid of honor for one of our good friends' weddings.
Okay.
You got to connect some dots here.
Right.
So,
Right.
a few weeks ago, Heather became insistent on the idea of the bridesmaids throwing a wedding shower in the bride's hometown, which is Chicago. Heather expressed that the bridesmaids in Chicago already could plan and pay for the event. Here are the issues with this proposal. 1, Heather doesn't live in Chicago. She lives in an entirely different state. 2, Heather has decided that she's taking a vacation to an exotic island on the day of the shower. And 3, Heather has not offered to pay for any portion of the event. At this point, plans are already in motion, and the bridesmaids are going through the shower because they want to celebrate the bride, obviously. As a boyfriend watching from a distance, I don't have a stake in this at all, but I find the principle of this absurd since the wedding party typically does not throw showers. The kicker for me is that she won't even be at the event. I'm curious how you would handle this. Should the bridesmaids ask her to pay for a portion of this?
Huh.
Maid of honor is like, oh, we have to do it in the hometown. And then is like, by the way, I won't be here and I'm not
That's
contributing,
bizarre.
but like, you guys have fun.
And she expressed that they should be paying for the event, which whoever hosts the events should be paying for the event, I guess. A shower, I would imagine it's not a terribly expensive
No, you can do
thing
that
to set up. It's like decorations and
right at a patio
drinks.
bar. Yeah.
and some hors d'oeuvres or something. Yeah, so it's not like terribly expensive, but it's more about just the principle of the matter, obviously.
Yeah.
It's weird for her to organize a party, A, that she's not going to be a part of, but B, will be in a location where she is not. However, others will be. Heather's wrong on this one.
What is Heather doing here?
I don't know what Heather's doing
So
here.
Heather, I want to know the timeline here as far as her booking this
Why isn't she going?
exotic vacation.
Why isn't she going to this? I know she has a vacation plan, but why would she
don't
not
know.
go as the bridesmaid? The maid of honor, I'm sorry. And the other bridesmaids will be in attendance.
Right.
She's out of control.
Heather, it sounds like Heather's got a little bit too much Heather on her mind and not enough other people.
Yeah,
Like,
Heather, I think Heather is kind of relishing the authoritative role of I'm planning shit, and she's seeing what she can get away with a little bit. But someone's got to call her ass out for it, right?
I would imagine there's like a bridal party group text. Like let's hop in the group text and be like, hey, now Heather,
This is pretty egregious.
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You're not going to be there. You're planning this, and you're not paying for it. Whether it's a bar tab or whatever, even
Yeah.
out of principle.
The last question here: should the bridesmaids ask her to pay for a portion of this? I would say yes.
Absolutely.
They're all responsible.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're not going. You're going on a vacation. You should pitch in.
100%.
Everybody should pitch in.
Now, same line here, Dylan. If bachelorette party, I've had a situation like this, not myself, but somebody I know. She initially said she could go, and now can't go the weekend of the bachelorette party, but was already penciled in.
Okay.
Is she liable still for portion of that house, Airbnb / gifts, party favors, whatever?
She's okay. So she said
Penciled
she
in
said I'm
as
going.
a yes. Now she cannot go.
She said I'm going. Everything's booked.
Yeah.
And then backs out.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough. I can see it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I see both arguments.
I see. Yeah.
I think you have to put up something, maybe it's not the total or whatever you were liable for initially, but if there's enough time to find a replacement or like next man up off the bridesmaids bench.
Yeah,
but
because by you not going and you not pitching in anymore, you're basically saying like, A, I'm not going, and B, it's going to be more expensive for all of you because I'm not going, right?
The solution is, if you reverse the times, to say, hey, I can't go right away. So you're never part of that pool of money. But I see both ways after that too. I just wanted to bring that up is the same vein, but
oh my gosh, I don't have a good response to that. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I can see if you're. It might be a kind of thing where like you just offer like, hey guys, I know this makes things more expensive for you. What if I like bought y'all dinner one night, or what if I pitched in a couple $100 just to like kind of soften the blow, like make an effort to make things right.
Mm-hmm.
That might be an approach I would take. Or I would suggest taking.
Yeah, I think there is some sort of down the middle scenario here where it's you're not on the hook for $1,100, but it's like that.
Or like, hey, I'm having champagne sent to y'all's rooms. I'm really sorry I couldn't make it. Something like that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a tough scenario because I've seen that on bachelor parties too, where a dude has to cancel like the weekend of because he's got work or something like that.
And it just makes things more expensive for everybody.
And everybody's like, dude, what in the world?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a scenario that I don't have a good answer for either, but a scenario I do have a good answer for, Dylan.
Your butthole?
Clean beehole.
Oh, yeah.
Clean beehole. Good news, ass fans.
It's clean beehole season, folks.
It's clean beehole season. The CDC previously declared ass eating is not COVID safe, but thanks to the aggressive vaccine rollout, we're approaching herd immunity and our goal of a 69% vaccination rate.
And Tushy just has no problem getting aggressive with the copy, do they?
This is a golf clap that you can see off screen.
69%, huh?
Dylan, I don't know if you've seen this stat. According to canweeatasyet.com.
Is that a real URL?
I'm gonna need you to test that for me.
All right, you keep going. I'll check it out.
According to canweeatasyet.com, we're just weeks away from ass eating season. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to clean your beehole. And there's no better way to get your ass in gear than with a Hello Tushy bidet. Listen to this. Hello Tushy's brand new 3.0 modern bidet attachment. By the way, there's canweeatasyet.com. We cannot.
It redirects to hellotushy.com/pages/can'tweeatasyet. And the answer is no, folks.
Their brand new 3.0 modern bidet attachment is here to get your ass ready. It's stylish, it's eco-friendly, it's easy to install, and even saves your cheap ass money. Hello Tushy 3.0 doesn't just clean your butt with a precise stream of water, it cleans itself with the help of the Smart Spray automatic nozzle. Imagine that. It cleans itself.
My ass stays ready because I've been using Tushy.
Hello Tushy attaches to your existing toilet. There's zero electricity or extra plumbing needed, and it cuts toilet paper use by 80%. Dylan, it pays for itself in like a couple months.
You think I don't know that, Brett?
Come on. How does it work? That's literally it shoots a stream of water without.
Yeah, it's
insane.
a bidet, dog.
Insane. No electricity, no extra plumbing. How about that? Plus, Hello Tushy has your ass covered with a 60-day risk-free guarantee and a 12-month warranty. Get ass eating season ready. Join millions of happy Hello Tushy customers right now and clean your butt with every flush. Go to hellotushy.com/mailin to get 10% off plus free shipping. It's a special offer for our listeners. Go to hellotushy.com/mailin for 10% off. Again, hellotushy.com/mailin. Let's do the next one.
Let's go.
What's up, Brett and Dylan? This isn't as deep as most, but I found myself in a predicament with this young lady. For some background, we were each other's first boyfriend-girlfriend, first kiss, and first person to say I love you to. But this was roughly 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we are in our late 20s and have kind of reconnected.
Mm.
She's always pursued music, but has now started to kind of blow up, like opening for Darius Rucker.
Ooh, that's cool.
I think this is awesome, but there's one problem. I fucking hate country music. I grew up in an area it is popular in, but most of it is so stupid and honestly irritates me to hear. So my question is, do I tell her in like the nicest way possible, or do I man up and take this to my grave? Thanks, man. Love the pod.
I've always kind of wondered how significant others of famous musicians feel about their music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially country, with a lot of the songs are
Because
personal.
look, there's a lot of shitty music out there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shitty music out there.
Don't even say what you're going to say.
What?
Yeah, I thought you were going to come at Blink.
No, I'm not calling anybody out here. People
Okay.
know how I feel about Blink. A lot of shitty music out there, and these people still, you know, they find love, they find relationships. And I always wonder, like, in the back of their mind, or maybe they're even upfront about it, like, look, I love you, but I'm not really into your music.
Yeah.
I wonder if that happens. Probably not.
You have to just
Here's
say,
what I think. I think if you care about someone enough
Mhm.
and you fall in love with them, because of that, you will learn to appreciate their music.
Sure.
So, like, every significant other has some kind of bad habit or weird thing they do that just kind of turns you off. Or maybe it's the way they dress or the way they smack their, just whatever. And it's like you don't like it.
Uh-huh.
But when you start to appreciate that person and, like, fall for that person, develop feelings for them, you just kind of accept everything about them.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you just love the whole package. This is probably a similar situation. So this girl, and he's probably not there yet. He said they're just reconnecting now. He just doesn't really like her music. But I would say write it out, and maybe you will learn to appreciate it because you appreciate her. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dylan, absolutely. This is, it's not something you, like, take to your grave
No.
is the wrong word.
But, like, just shut up for now.
Yeah.
Don't say anything for now. Go support her. Go to her show, support her. And if there's a real connection there, this won't even be an issue in 6 months from now.
Yeah. This dude's concerned about if they reconnect to the point of their dating,
Yeah.
and he has to go to all these country shows.
Yeah.
Have a bad time at a country show, dude. Like,
Yeah.
how is that possible?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you know Wagon Wheel. I know you do. Like,
And plus, if she's opening for Darius Rucker, I mean, she has somewhat of a following. People enjoy her music. So maybe just try to appreciate how other people enjoy something that she's creating.
mm-hmm.
Like, hey, it's really cool that there are 500 people in the crowd right now, and they all are listening to my girlfriend do her thing up on stage. That's dope. Maybe it's not for me, but it's cool that other people are into it.
No, and
And that's a turn on, man.
right, absolutely.
Yeah.
To see your girl up there doing her thing, it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's sexy.
And no, you don't be like, hey babe, listen, like,
I know they like it, but I don't.
No,
Yeah,
just
don't say
saying,
that.
no.
Don't. Just keep your mouth shut for now, and I bet you will learn to appreciate it.
yeah. And if you need some, by the way, Dylan, if you traditionally not a country guy, myself, I had the summer of 2011. I don't want to talk about it. That was my Luke Bryan phase.
Ooh, yikes.
102.7 on my drives from Boston to Saratoga.
Yikes.
Anyway, Tyler Childers.
Uh-huh.
I am so far down the Tyler Childers rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it.
You like
I
it?
can't stop.
You
I
like
can't
it?
stop. I love it.
Dude, he's so good.
I love it. And
He's so good.
I like Caroline's huge in country music. Like, knows everybody, knows every song. I like some like Luke Combs, Cody Johnson.
Yeah.
Some of their songs are cool. Tyler Childers, I listen to every one of his things.
Luke Combs stinks, and that's not a popular opinion. I get it. He's I don't know. I don't like his sound. He's too. He tries to be like a hybrid. Eric Church is kind of the same way. They try to be like hybrid Nashville and like Red Dirt a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe Luke Combs doesn't do that as much, but I'm not a Luke Combs guy. Tyler Childers, however,
Dude,
he's awesome.
I can't stop.
That dude's awesome. Yeah,
He
he's
is
very, very talented.
the man.
He is.
So I'm like,
His style of music style of country music to a T is what I am into
okay.
as far as country music goes. I do appreciate there is some pop country I like.
Okay.
And I liked like the 90s pop country with George Strait, Clint Black, Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks. That stuff's
The
great.
chicks.
The chicks. Yeah. I don't listen to that stuff so much anymore, but I do appreciate it. But yeah, the newer Americano, red dirt, whatever you want to call it, is really, really good.
Dude.
I was kind of late on the Cody Jinks train. I don't know if you've given him a try yet.
Not yet.
I was late on that one. I kind of discovered him late, probably like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Very into Cody Jinks. He's awesome.
So if you're listening to this and you wrote in this question, maybe don't think of country music as just like the Jake Owen, Luke Bryans of the world.
Good point. If you only know about pop country music, just know that you are listening to the shittiest part of that genre.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that was me. That was ignorant me, and then I dig a little deeper and find somebody like Childers who, okay.
Yeah, and some might say that like Childers isn't like country, but it's in the same vein. I mean, it's country-esque.
It's got like road tripping Western.
It's beer
drinking
music is what it is. It's patio beer drinking or like throwing washers in the backyard with the boys. It's that kind of music.
Man, I haven't thrown washers in.
It's tailgate music.
Decade.
Tailgate music.
Okay.
Okay. But like tailgate when you're 30 and not 22.
Just 22-year-old tailgates. Catch me.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you're not grinding. You're not grinding on a young lady in a tent. In Baton Rouge. You're throwing washers and eating like decent barbecue.
One-handing.
Okay. We don't need to get into that.
Okay. Let's do the next one, Dylan.
Okay.
Hey guys. Pretty blunt here. How do I break up with my live-in boyfriend of almost 4 years? I know he isn't the one for me, and I need to break it off for my own good. Our lease is up in July of 2022.
Ooh.
Do I continue to pay half? Do I ask my landlord ahead of time to break my part of the lease? How do I help my dog cope with losing his doggy brother? S-O freaking S. I'm crying just writing this. Dylan,
I can feel this person's pain.
A little heavy for you.
This is tough. This is tough. Look, just first of all, be careful when you sign long-term leases with people who aren't your husband or wife. Just be careful, people. This kind of question comes up a lot.
I know.
When I used to obviously go through these questions myself, and we would get these all the time. First of all, there's no right answer to this. There's no book on how to do this.
No.
Unfortunately, because you're the one initiating the breakup, if there's any like out-of-pocket costs for breaking a lease or like you should probably be on the hook for it.
Yeah, that's on you, right?
Yeah, you should probably be on the hook for it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Breaking a lease is usually very costly. I remember like I wanted to break my lease in my last place because I found a house I want to move into earlier, and they're like, well, no, you just have to pay out the rest of the remainder of your term. Like,
you have 6 months left? 6 times?
Yeah, that's 6. Yeah, that's just 6 months of rent. Like, I can't afford that.
Yeah.
So in July of 2022, how long was your lease to begin with? My goodness.
That sounds like a 24-monther to me. That's a 2-year lease that you've lived with him for a year. So
there's a situation where like you break up with him and you say like, I'm just going to go, maybe you could, I would search around for a sublease. Maybe a friend has a spare bedroom and you can pitch them a little bit of rent just to try it and bridge that gap.
A year of gap.
Over a year, man.
And over a year. So to the breakup point, you mentioned break it off for your own good. You're right. And it's the quicker you do that, the better it is for the both of you.
Don't drag it out.
Correct.
Because if you know that you're not going to stay with someone and you drag it out, that's very selfish. And you're doing them a huge disservice and yourself a disservice.
100%.
Allow him to start the moving on process and set him free and let him pursue other things.
Right.
So you got to do it as soon as you know for sure that's the time to do it.
Yeah.
And just be honest, be gentle, but be honest and be like, just say, I know I'm not going to be with you long term. Like we are not the long term match.
Is there a part of you that's like, she should give him a reason to kind of chew on versus just being like, it's not you, it's me?
He's going to ask you for a reason.
Yeah.
Of course. People like closure, of course. But
right. And that's
if the reason is simply like I don't see myself with you, like I don't want to marry you,
mm-hmm.
like I don't see myself being married to you is a hard one to come back from.
Yeah.
Like if someone says that, if someone says that to me, like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Like I might want to know why, like what did I do,
mm-hmm.
but at least I would get it.
Yeah. The ones that I would be afraid of going with are like, I need to do some personal growth. I need to like work on me.
Which is usually a bullshit.
Right. Exactly.
It's a non-answer.
Just be honest.
Yeah. Just be honest.
Just
like
be
I
honest.
don't see myself being married to you.
Yeah.
We're not a long-term match.
We're not a long-term match.
I'm sorry it took me this long to figure it out. 4 years in, that's a long time. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But it has now become clear that we are not supposed to be married.
Right.
Yeah.
And 4 years in too, you're not going to just, it's not, you don't care about this person. 4 years in, like you're going to help them land on their feet. You're going to pay your part of the rent whatever you figure out in that situation. It's not just going to be like this. Hopefully, at least, not this horrendous spiral between the two of you. It's going to be an ideally amicable situation, but get out the sooner the better. And since you are doing the initiating, one, give him some sort of reason that he can chew on, and two, hold up your end of the bargain.
Yeah. Sometimes when this question is asked, they follow it up with, "Should we just continue living together while broken up?" No. That is just flat out not going to work.
No.
Because you're going to give him hope that you're going to work things out.
Yeah.
You can't bring anyone else back to the apartment.
No.
You know.
No.
A lot of things wrong with that. And I get it. So you're probably going to cough up some money here. I get it, and that stinks.
How do you help the dog cope with losing his doggy brother?
The dog's going to be fine.
The dog's going to be all right.
Yeah. Dog, if you want to like extend the olive branch, like, hey, if you want to get dogs together at the park every now and then, I'm down for that. 'Cause, they're pretty tight. That could be a nice like bridge the emotional.
Yeah, I like that. I'm sorry
pain.
that you're going through what you're going through, and hopefully it all turns out well.
Yeah, I wish there was an easy way to answer this. There's just not. It's a tough situation.
Correct. All right, D-Man.
Let's go.
Last one here. Hey guys, getting into the post-grad drinks game. I graduated from Natty Light and Jim Beam. What are some things I should have on the bar cart? Just bought one. Or in the fridge at all times that won't break the bank, but also give the idea that I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I would assume 20, 24, 25.
I like finishing with a fun one.
A fun one. Just kind of gets the brain going a little bit.
Yeah.
For me, get a nice little bottle of bourbon.
Yeah.
I would assume that a nice bottle of bourbon, Woodford, personal favorite.
Stop mixing, and this is a major college person thing.
Uh-oh.
Stop mixing your bourbon or your whiskey with Coke or Sprite.
Ugh.
Everyone used to do that. Everyone. In college, like that was like if the bourbon was coming out, so was a 3-liter bottle of Coke or Sprite or
taste it.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You got to stop doing that. That's like amateur liquor 101.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we would do Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
Dr.
that's
Pepper
nasty.
and some like because I had grown up with Woodford being at the track.
Yeah.
So I had like a bottle of Woodford that I would mix with Dr. Pepper. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's shameful.
I'm sorry to the bourbon.
That
gods.
is shameful.
Stop mentioning. Dylan's absolutely right.
Yeah, stop. Just don't even think about it. It's leave it in the past. Leave it in college.
How about wine?
Yeah, get some wine, and look, it doesn't have to be expensive wine.
No,
I still buy like $8 to $12 bottles of red wine.
Sweet spot.
Routinely,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm 37 years old. So have a nice little display of wine going, but don't break the bank. Like I said, $10 bottles are just fine. And you don't have to pretend like you know the difference between a cheap and an expensive bottle of wine. No one really cares. People just care that you have wine available for them.
Right. That's another point on this is availability.
Yeah.
Like when somebody comes over, you bring a nice young lady back to your place, and I have tequila and like Capri Sun.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like have keep that thing on you.
For beer, you can't have a fridge full of Natty Light.
No
Keystone, no Natty Light, nothing like that. It's okay if you want to have some Miller Lights and Bud Lights in there, something like that. But also like maybe like Stella is a good it's a beer that says like, I like beer, but I'm not like a super hardcore beer nerd. It's just like it's a good, cheap, classy beer.
Yeah.
Classy might not be a good word there, but it's just a good, solid beer to have around. Something
100%.
in that range. Just have some something you can't buy in a 30 rack. have some, something you buy in a 6-pack.
Right. So on one hand, part of me is like, okay, 24, 25, get a local
Yeah.
beer. Literally every
Yeah.
city has a local brewery in their HEB section.
Mid-20s is when I started like experimenting with like different kinds of beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll find stuff that you never realized you like.
Yeah, there are awesome beers out there.
Oh, so
awesome
good.
beers.
One that I would that's kind of, it's got a lot of steam right now in the kind of that mid-20s, late 20s is Pacifico. And I think you can get Pacificos in 30s, but like a 6-pack of Pacifico bottles
Yeah.
immediately gives
Yeah.
the joint a little class.
And no one hates that beer. So if you have it in your fridge, if you're entertaining some people and you like, hey, you want Pacifico? Like everyone's going to say yes.
Yeah.
No one's like no, I don't drink Pacifico or I don't drink Stella. They're just crowd pleasers that aren't Natty Light.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Another suggestion here, because this is kind of me over the last 2 years. I've gone from, putting empty bottles on the top of my fridge to having a bar cart, having
Yeah.
beer in my fridge, having some wine. Know a cocktail or two. Like it can be as simple as a margarita or an old fashioned.
Yeah.
Like have that in your brain so you're not just making
Yeah.
the tequila waters when people come over.
Like know how to make 3 or 4 different cocktails. You don't have to get fancy with it.
No.
You don't have to get like the little torch thing out and like
jetting up a piece of hickory wood.
yeah, don't do that. But yeah, know how to make a margarita. It's really easy, and everyone loves margaritas. And I've been really big, and this is kind of hoity-toity, but I've really been really big into making martinis.
Okay.
Actually, during COVID,
Gin or vodka?
when we were doing vodka.
Okay.
I don't like gin.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not a gin guy. I've tried, and I don't really understand how people do like gin, honestly.
Oh man, gin
Yeah.
and lemonade freshman year. Gin and Newman's Own. How
Gross.
fucking gross is
Gross.
that? We do it every night.
Yeah.
Not every night, but every night we drank.
But yeah, during when we started doing the live streams, I learned how to make a martini. They're very easy to make, but I learned how to make a pretty decent one, and I was going pretty hard on those. They're awesome.
And you can go to Target and get a couple martini
Yeah.
glasses for $12.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be
Yeah.
over the top, breaking the bank. Like
Yeah, for sure.
you can set yourself up.
Oh, and buy some wine glasses.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
important. Have some like actual wine glasses.
Not just
You know what I mean?
drinking out of Austin Beer Works cups or something.
Yeah,
like
don't
that.
drink out of a Rudy's like take home cup.
the plastic cup
Yeah.
with the dinosaurs on it.
Don't do that. Have some actual glasses, for that matter, whiskey glasses too.
Mm-hmm.
Have some cocktail glasses. Get a highball, or look like look like an adult.
Yeah, look like an adult. I'm going to say, excluding the cart, you can probably go from 0 to respectable is the wrong word, but 0 to having a little bit of a setup for $150, $200.
Like just on the alcohol or
Glasses,
Okay.
alcohol, shaker, like
Maybe a little more than that.
okay,
A little more than that.
a little more than that, but not. You don't have to spend $1,000 on your
No, no.
alcohol setup.
No, you can get by on all this stuff without breaking the bank.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would be just fine.
have a little original cocktail in there. It's like your own spin on it.
Try mezcal do it for me. Just try mezcal.
Dylan.
It's so good. I ordered a mezcal margarita with my new friends the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Out at
Oh,
a
yeah?
restaurant,
Dylan, my new friends.
and I ordered it. And I saw a couple. This couple they were sitting next to me. They looked at each other like,
Oh.
"That sounds fucking good." And then they ordered one
Dude.
too, and they're like, "This is awesome." People don't know about mezcal yet, and it is so good. It's tequila's smokier cousin.
This is my promise to you. The next time I'm having a drink with you, which I don't know when because you're new friends. The next time I'm having a drink with you, I might even do it tomorrow when I go to happy hour at a certain downtown location.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a mezcal martini or margarita. Mezcal
Margarita. Get a
Mezcal
margarita.
margarita.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a mezcal margarita.
It's a margarita. They just replace the tequila with mezcal. Like I said, they're related. They're cousins.
Okay.
It's like Scotch is to whiskey or to bourbon.
Ooh.
is what mezcal is to tequila.
Okay.
Okay?
I like that.
It's
I
so
like that.
good.
I'm going to give it a try.
I drink it neat.
I don't know, man. I
love
can't do tequila neat. I don't, it's so smoky tequila neat.
Mezcal is better neat than tequila is, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Check it
right.
out.
I'm checking it out tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, I will be doing that.
Let's go.
Dylan, before we get out of here, this segment's called Shower Thoughts.
Yes.
Are you familiar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's a very popular subreddit.
Right.
Yeah.
They might have stole it from us.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But yes, I'm familiar.
Okay. If you're not familiar, Shower Thoughts is basically an observation we have, something you'd think of in the shower. Could be a question, could be a comment, could be
Could be about anything, right?
anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Dylan, would you like to start it off?
I would love to.
Hit us.
This topic has consumed my thoughts for a while now.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's about modern day SUVs. And
Okay.
why the hell and when the hell did they double in price?
Oh.
It's insane. We'll throw trucks in there too. But
Okay.
Bigger utility vehicles. I don't get it.
So are you thinking? I'm not gonna say what your car is, like your car, or are you thinking like Escalades?
Let's say Yukon.
Okay.
A Yukon in 2002.
Yep.
Like a brand new one, just tricked out, all the extras, and of course didn't have a screen back then, and all these some of these fancy things. Didn't have a moonroof that was like the whole damn ceiling.
Had to roll the windows down.
Right. But they were maybe 45, 50 grand, maybe. And
Wow.
that's like high end.
Yeah.
They're over 90 grand now.
Absolutely.
And I'm not fucking kidding. They are like $92,000 right now. They're like a Denali that's like tricked out.
Oh my.
I don't fucking get it. When did this happen? And why am I the only one noticing it?
Dylan, I don't know. I have a thought. I have a thought on this.
Hold on. In 2006,
Okay.
2007, I bought a brand new, I had got a job. I worked in the construction industry. I bought a brand new Z71 Silverado truck. Okay?
Yep.
It was leather.
Top of the line.
Had everything. Guess how much I spent on it? 33 grand.
Wow.
It was $33,000. I remember it perfectly. My monthly payment was like $410. Okay?
Goodness.
Do you know how much that truck costs right now? I don't have it on hand.
It might push 6.
Yes. That's fucking insane. What happened?
Okay. Here's
Is it demand?
This ties into my thought. The last 10 years, because remember 2012 or 2011 gas prices, by 2020 gas prices were going to be $8 a gallon.
Yeah.
That didn't happen because of the oil crash in 2014. So the last 6, 7, 8 years, the market share for SUVs versus sedans has like flipped, inverted, and then some. Like it's the demand for SUVs is ridiculous. And I'm going to butcher this stat, but I think it's 7 out of every 10 people buying a car want an SUV.
Yeah.
And so demand is definitely
But
part
wouldn't
of
you think with the emergence of electric vehicles, that it would kind of like offset some of that demand?
Absolutely, you would think, yeah. But here's my thing too. I haven't seen, and might be just objective, but I haven't seen an electric Jeep or an electric vehicle.
Yeah. There are electric SUVs, of course. There are a bunch
Yes.
of hybrids out there, I know. But
Yep.
I guess there are no like fully electric, like full size, like mom cars, mom SUVs.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Something that looks not like a Elon Musk,
Right.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Just give me a Jeep that's electric, and
Yeah.
I'll hop on board.
If you took a Yukon Denali right now,
Yep.
2021, and if it was fully electric, plug-in, no gas,
mm-hmm.
they could charge whatever they wanted for it.
Probably 150.
They could
grand.
charge whatever the fuck they wanted for it, and people would be lined up to buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you can't find a Yukon. You can't. They are so. I think there's a supply chain hiccup because of COVID.
Right.
But they're zero available right now, and
No
they're over
shit.
90 grand, and people just can't stop just lining up. It's insane. I don't get it. I don't get how there's so much money everywhere.
I was gonna say, part of it is I'm sure rates are incredible right now.
Yeah,
Especially
rates are good.
New cars are 0%.
Yeah,
It's
just crazy.
I think more people lease. People aren't driving as much,
Yeah.
so you're not hitting the 10,000 miles a year thing.
But I'm telling you, in 15 to 18 years,
Okay.
prices have almost fucking doubled on these cars. I'm not kidding, man. It's wild.
Oh, you should have, Dylan. You should have gotten
My
into-
car is a mid-size SUV,
Yeah.
and I won't tell you how much it costs, and I'm leasing it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it because it's too expensive, but
Mm-hmm.
it's nuts. Nuts. Anyway,
I'll tell you
off
what.
the soapbox.
Wash Media dealership coming to a thing near you. We got some guys. We could get some inventory going pretty quick. My shower thought, Dylan, is the other day I was out sort of your way, west of Austin, west kind of in the hills, and I drove out past Barton Creek,
Yeah.
the resort.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking about Austin real estate. One, how I'm looking at our friend Phil Battaglia here, who is in the real estate game here, and how houses are going on the market or not even hitting the market, and they're being sold 4 hours after being listed.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, has there ever been a time in Austin real estate where it's had that vibe where it's like the market is so hot that you can't even participate in it?
The Austin market has been hot for some time now.
Right.
But right now, like today, it's on a different level of just being scorching.
Yeah.
'Cause supply is low,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of money is moving into the city mostly from California. But it's a lot of people are moving here because they know. I mean, we have no state income tax, and you can still get a lot more house for your money than you can in California.
And, which is what I noticed out that way.
Dude,
in
my
Barton Creek.
my neighbor down the street from me, he sold his house last summer, and he had a coming soon sign up, and then it was down 2 days later, and I was walking my dog, and I said, dude, so what's up? Like, did you get? And it's a pretty nice house.
Yeah.
And he goes, you wouldn't believe it. He said,
No way.
before he even went on the market, we had I think he said they had 6 offers on it. He said we got an all cash offer so far above asking that we had no choice but to just immediately sell it. I was like,
Oh my God.
okay, dude, it sucks. Common folks can't get a foothold in this city anymore.
Well,
you have to make a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, and that's like, I've turned 27 in a couple weeks. Like, kind of would like to start thinking about that sooner than later. And
Good luck, man. It's so competitive. That's why I bought a house out in Lakeway.
yeah, which is a dope place.
It is, but it's not hot like it is here.
Yeah,
It's wild. It's not
Man.
fair, honestly. It's not.
it's not fair, and it was so interesting to see not only that part of the market. By the way, the mail-in has turned into just Dylan and I discussing niche Austin things, but I was out there and looking at the new houses going up. I don't see a lot of new construction in immediate Austin. There's a lot of flips, like people tear something down, but not new subdivisions like I saw out that way.
Yeah.
And the houses that are being built out there
The monster.
are
The
monsters.
money moving into the city is wild.
House had a fucking observatory on a T-box of
Dude.
Fazio.
Yeah, you drive like you take a boat down Lake Austin. You look at the houses. You're like, where did all this money come from?
Crazy.
It's mind.
And it's not. It's like, it's not oil per se, right? Because it's not. Austin's not exactly an oil town.
What
But
the hell it is, man.
one day,
We're doing something right.
one
though.
day we'll participate. Dylan, that'll do it for the
I had
mail-in.
fun, man.
You have a good time.
I had a lot of fun.
Thanks
It
for
was
coming
a
back.
Great time.
Thanks
for having
Will
me.
you come back in the future, perhaps?
Of course.
My
Whenever
man.
you want me, dog.
My man. Maybe we'll get a 3 going here. Me,
love this
me, Dylan,
podcast.
and yeah, you did create it. So
Did.
anyway, that'll do it for us. Subscribe, rate 5 stars, review, and tell a friend. Do me a favor, tag Dylan on Instagram and let him know how he did. Just
let
just
me know.
gas him up.
Let me know, folks.
Hit the hotline number to leave a voicemail, 888-362-MAIL. That's 888-362-6245. Or you can write in at the link in the Twitter bio at Mail-In Podcast. Randy, thank you over there. We will see you next week.
Bye.